Welcome back.
What? Wait.
Oh.
What?
Oh,
Oh,
it's not virtual.
we're in person.
Oh my God.
The Cohen
Yay!
household.
Don't
Which-
dox yourself.
But I'm not doxing myself. It's not the address.
No.
They've seen that part. They've seen the wall to the right because that's where we did the
And
episode
they've seen
last year.
above for like the first.
But if they're smart, they know that last time I was here, we were joined by someone else.
We
Who
were.
was it?
Was it your dog? Was it?
I think it was my dog. Why is not here?
Oh shoot!
Who else?
Could
have been my
whose
mom.
desk is this?
Whose desk is this?
Oh,
Oh.
Is this your desk?
Oh, it's his desk.
I'm back.
Yay!
Hi, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy
Thanksgiving, everyone.
Rivalry.
Happy. I was about to say happy free rivalry.
Who cares about Thanksgiving when rivalry week
Starts on Friday. Well,
really starts on Thursday?
yeah.
Really, it started
Exciting
today
things.
with ethical
Really
hoops.
exciting things start on Friday.
We had real ethical hoops tonight with UMass completing a winless season.
0-12. You know, I was expecting to see them in that, those bottom 5 and the playoff rankings, because like underdog, you need somebody in there.
The group of 5 race.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
UMass was in it till the end.
I
They're
mean,
really up there, neck and neck.
at the end of the day, it's night. I didn't have any.
You would rather, would you rather go 0-12 or like 4-8?
Okay, I had a conversation about this.
Because this is my future.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I actually had a conversation about this.
Yes.
So, 2 of my best friends who are not known to this pod because they're not massive college football guys, we're all fans of the Atlanta soccer team, Atlanta United, who finished second to last in the quote-unquote wooden spoon race, which if you don't know anything about MLS, is whoever has the least amount of points the whole year gets the wooden spoon. It's like this made up kind of trophy, but it gives sauce. And I was telling them because I was like, I would have rather us get the wooden spoon than finish second to last.
At least you got
And they
something.
both called me insane and said it was one of the worst takes I've ever had.
Mm-mm.
I want your guys' thoughts. Is that a bad take or is that actually valid?
I feel like as a fan of a team that doesn't commit to being good or bad, commit to one. Commit to one. Do not go up by 27 points in one half of a game and then lose that game.
Oh,
Commit to being good or
sorry.
bad. So, if you're gonna be bad, go all the way.
Yeah.
We can win the wooden spoon.
I think if it was college football, it's hard to tell. I think if it was one of my college football teams, yeah, I think 0-12 better than. Although I was really happy Atlanta United didn't win the wooden spoon. That would have been terrible.
I
I
didn't.
don't. I
It
can't
wouldn't have
explain.
changed.
I can't explain.
It wouldn't have changed
Wouldn't
any part of the
changed
season.
anything. I was just happy that they didn't do it. Whatever.
It's fair.
Yeah, who cares?
They're not the worst.
They are not the worst. But yeah, we are once again we are here in person.
And we're standing.
We are standing for this episode, which means height reveal. I mean,
I'm just squatting. I just thought it would be more fair for everyone else if I squat.
this is the true height reveal of the Red Zone podcast.
Nate's on a stool.
Okay.
I'm
I'm actually 3'8". I just sit in a chair every week,
Yeah.
and so you can't
It's
tell.
all like that Penn and Teller, like optical illusion,
Yeah.
And then,
Mhm. I do. But this week, I'm sorry we couldn't have brought you on for a better week because there were 3 games we can talk about this week, but that does mean there's a lot more room for shenanigans.
I love a good show.
And speaking of shenanigans, I heard the resident college professor of the 3 of us decided to give us a pop quiz.
I can work these in. Since it's rivalry week, I decided to make a list of college football rivalry nicknames.
Okay,
So,
I could try.
yeah, I will start you off with an easy one. What is the name of the annual game between Clemson and South Carolina?
Formidable.
There you go. See,
One for one.
Than that.
Oh my God.
It's a good start. It's a good
Yeah.
start. It's a good start.
These will get a little harder.
Okay, good.
Okay. So we'll get into, I guess there's not a lot of news coming out of this
The
week.
rankings look majority the same.
Rankings look the same, but I guess the main kind of
Tech has fallen,
real
though.
Yeah,
Which is
the
not-
real main news, I suppose, is Oklahoma State going out and getting North Texas's head coach,
Mhm.
which we were talking about it a little bit before, but I do think that is a good get for Oklahoma State. I think if they weren't going to go for one of the major names out there, they should have gone for like scrappy group of five head coach that is going to, probably make the team a little bit better than it was under Gundy. I mean, it's hard to make it worse, but I mean, thoughts? I thought that
I
was
was
a
gonna
good
say,
get for them.
ask thoughts on Lane Kiffin.
Oh
which is
yeah. Do
different.
we want to make a final prediction? Because
Ooh,
that'll probably be decided before next week,
Yeah, because he has to give a decision after the Egg Bowl.
which is on a
Is
Friday.
that on the list? Did I just do a spoiler? Is that
It was not on the list.
okay?
but
Good.
he- bonus points.
The
Bonus
Egg
points for that
Bowl.
one.
All right, we can do our official final predictions. Where does Lane go? Or does he stay at
I think
at
he's
Ole Miss?
leaving, but I don't know where. Or is he the type of guy to just be like,
I just think he stays.
really?
I think
Yeah.
we've been through too much for him to leave.
I think
That's
that's
fair.
right.
Like I know Lane Kiffin. I
mean, what
know
are
that
his
he's just
options though. I mean,
it's
he doesn't
LSU
really
or
have-
Florida.
Yeah.
I don't
Might
think he would go to
be.
Florida. I think it would only I think it's either LSU or he's staying at Ole Miss.
Oh, that he would stay.
I think he's going to stay at Ole Miss.
They're just not gonna like him after this.
Do you
More than they
think
already
do you think
dislike him.
do you think he pulls a Lane Kiffin and just like leaves Ole Miss when no one expects? Like even if he doesn't leave this year, like say for instance, like let's just play hypothetical here. Bama falls off like a cliff and DeBoer gets fired, and like that would be very Lane for him to leave and go to the Bama job. Do you think something like that happens in the near future? Because his contract's until like 28 or 29 or something like that. He has a bit more on his contract. So or do you think he's changed finally?
I think he stays at Ole Miss. He gets a big raise. I think that he makes the playoffs maybe once or twice. And then I think he becomes the next head coach of the Tennessee Titans
The John Harbaugh
Fair enough.
trajectory.
or Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh trajectory.
Boo the Titans. No.
I don't know. I just picked a name out of a hat. Maybe not the Titans. I don't know.
I can see
Something
that.
with
Mhm.
him.
I could see
Yep.
Kiffin.
Bills.
Billy Freshwater.
Billy Fred. If you know, you know. Well, yeah, no, I do think it'd be surprising if Lane left.
Mhm.
Ole Miss. It would be the most unsurprisingly surprising thing. Like I don't know how to describe it. Like I would be surprised if he left, but at the same time, I'd be like, yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I don't
fair.
like.
I mean, I just like the last thing I saw like about him was like this article title was like the most hated man in college football right
And, like,
now. Because
let-
of just like
Ooh,
the way he's playing the game.
would you take Lane Kiffin at South Carolina?
No.
Would you take Lane Kiffin at Indiana
No.
University?
I don't
Why
like
would
the
I take him
vibe.
to Indiana? We have the best
So
coach in
let's
college
say
football.
Sig wins 3 national championships and decides to retire.
Depends on what I would be.
'Cause I think
depend
Kiffin
on
has
what
a
Kiffin
ceiling.
Does.
I think Kiffin is no different than Mark Richt. Like if Mark Richt was around in the 12-team playoff, Georgia would have been a 7 seed every single year.
Huh.
Like I don't think
That'd be a lot better than Lane's done.
Lane is. I think Lane is a flashier Mark Richt, and I don't think that he's like capable of doing anything more. Like I just don't think that he's like, yeah, I just don't think he's capable of doing any more. And so like, I mean, I think that'd be nice if you're like an Ole Miss, or if you're teams that are like kind of on Ole Miss's level, like a Texas Tech, or like a teams that are always kind of skirting around but never in. Like, yeah, I think he could get you in, but is he going to do anything after he does get you in? I mean, this is the same Ole Miss team that last year was arguably more talented and dropped games to Kentucky, LSU, and like Florida and missed the playoffs. Like it's there. He's a weird coach. And I want to float away the doomsday situation for Ole Miss fans. They lose to Mississippi State. Kiffin announces he's leaving. They make the playoffs because I don't think 2-loss Ole Miss probably misses the playoffs. What do you do for the rest of the season at that point?
For the playoffs. Getting screwed.
I mean, I don't think it's impossible. I think there's a chance they lose to Mississippi State. I mean, Mississippi State's
What's
offense.
the matchup prediction right now? I'm assuming Ole Miss is.
I think it's Ole Miss
but,
favored
like,
by a lot.
lot.
I guess it depends on where the game is.
Games in Starkville,
Ooh,
right?
it
Right?
should be.
Right?
Hold on,
We're
wait.
checking the records if they load.
Yeah, Starkville. Ole Miss
Yeah.
only favored by a touchdown.
Huh. Okay.
You think
Wait.
he'd change his mind after the Egg Bowl? Like he'd be like,
Like if they lost, do you
yeah,
think
he'd be
he would?
like, you know what? Never mind.
And do you think if he does decide to leave, do you think he leaves before the playoffs? Because remember, this will more be a remembrance for the two of us. But going into the 2017 national championship against Clemson, Kiffin had already decided that he was leaving,
It's true.
which means Sark ended up becoming the play caller or someone. It ended up being Sark. And Bama looked noticeably weirder on offense in that game against Clemson because Kiffin left. So does that happen again? If Kiffin decides he's going to LSU or Florida? Does he coach Ole Miss through the playoffs?
I was gonna say because your options are LSU and Florida, so I feel like.
Or what if he just decides?
How likely does he think he's gonna make it back to the playoffs with LSU and Florida? His last chance?
Or he does the most Lane Kiffin thing ever and goes to Penn State, or UCLA, or like one of the other kind of like out of left field open jobs.
Okay, you could do that.
Sure. North Texas is open now.
That is true.
Yeah.
How many freaking head coach spots?
A lot. It's the most it's been.
See, this is my problem. People are like, oh, we should people want to get rid of Beamer, and I'm like, guys, there's too many open spots right now that we don't look favorable compared to many of these. So now is not the time for us to.
It's a tough market to shop in.
This is not the time.
Yeah, I do think there is validity to that argument, but like, also, I was very outspoken last week talking about tarmacking Beamer after the A&M game because I told you it's like, I think if you do that, you deserve to be slightly tarmacked. And like,
I mean, at this point, like, look, you had a problem with your O-line, you fired your O-line coach. You had a problem with your freaking offense play calling, you fired your OC. And what else do you do?
Has any of it improved this year though?
The play call, well, the O-line has looked way better since firing. I forgot his name. But yep, thank you.
Former Georgia State head coach.
Head coach.
I always want to remember names, and I'm like, well, they're gone now. But firing Sean Elliott, then the O-line has looked better. And then like in the 2 games we've played without Mike Shula, they've looked way better. Yes, this one was versus Coastal this past weekend, but it still looked. But spoiler alert to what I'm going to say later. But like it still looked better play wise. Like actually using our strengths. So
and I won't change my tune now. Coastal's not an awful team. Like that is if you're getting a Socon Saturday team, I think Coastal's probably like the best team that you're gonna play out of those situations because like Coastal was undefeated a few years ago. Like they're not bad. They're just kind of like they're top Sun Belt. But they're a top of the line Sun Belt team. So I guess it depends on your power scaling where you put the Sun Belt. I mean, real ones put the Sun Belt at the top, but yeah, all of that. It's interesting stuff going on in college football. But you know what wasn't interesting this week? The rankings, which did not change at all.
Therefore, what is the rivalry game? I'll make this one a little bit harder. Arizona versus Arizona State.
Oh, wait, I know this. Oh, I know this.
I don't think I ever knew
this. It's not like.
This is just testing Nate, and I feel
it's
bad.
not border war.
No, but you're in the right ballpark. It's kind of refers to the time before Arizona was a state. There's your hint.
Commonwealth.
That is a different.
The Commonwealth Classic is Virginia Tech.
Okay.
Is that one of the questions?
That's on there, but yes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you're talking to a guy who grew up in Charlottesville.
There you go.
Arizona State.
Yep.
The only thing that ever goes through my mind is me just going Sun Devils.
Sun Bowl is what I was thinking of for a sec.
Territorial Cup.
I knew that. I 100% knew that.
Territorial.
That sucks.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Do you want an easier one?
Sure.
This weekend, Wisconsin's playing Minnesota. One of the Big Ten's classic rivalry trophies. Big Ten has so many of them.
Bunyan's foot.
No.
Paul Bunyan's axe.
Yes.
Ooh.
Good job. Good job. Good job. It's an axe. It's about I don't know, it's maybe like 6 feet tall-ish. It's gigantic. The players recently have taken to grabbing it after the game and running and then trying to
Oh.
chop down the opposing goalposts with it.
That's fire.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's one of 2 Paul Bunyan themed trophies in the Big Ten.
Paul Bunyan
How important is Paul
trophy.
Bunyan?
Yeah.
It's literally it's Michigan State.
Mhm.
Paul
Yep.
Bunyan
One
trophy.
of 3?
No, I think it's just one of 2 Paul
Okay.
Bunyan themed.
What
trophies.
is
Mhm.
the name of the Michigan State versus Indiana rivalry game?
Michigan State versus Indiana is the brass spittoon.
Yep, the old
That's a
it's-
fire
it's
name.
Michigan Michigan State
Brass
Michigan State
spittoon.
Indiana is the battle for the old brass spittoon,
That was like
which
the-
IU has held.
The Affleck poll was like the battle for the old leather hat, and I was like, we
I
need something better.
I have like childhood memories of that. Like that hat is forever like
Yeah.
The leather helmet. There
the
you go.
leather helmet.
All right, I got more of these, but let's get to the rank.
Let's get into the rankings. Once again, not a lot to add other
They
than
copied the AP poll.
so one or two things that are a little insane. SMU entering the rankings at 21, which I guess is the playoff committee just kind of like deciding that it's SMU now. Being ahead of a Pitt team, which shellacked the Georgia Tech team, which is in 23rd. Tulane stays at 24th. Arizona enters the rankings at 25th. That's kind of it, other than Oregon jumping Ole Miss, them switching between 6th and 7th.
Just a weekly reminder also that Vanderbilt is ranked and they've been ranked all year and it's just not weird anymore. And I think that's really cool. Good for Vanderbilt.
Also, Michigan got up 3 spots, and it's totally not just to make the game look better.
Go Blue.
Because let's be real, 15 versus 1 is a little bit better than 18 versus 1.
Nope, all the same.
Um,
We're gonna watch it no matter what. Go Blue.
But
Go Blue.
let's get into the real question about the rankings this week. Why is Georgia Tech still ranked?
Well, at
Well,
the
you see.
beginning of the season, I would have like said they deserved it. They have fallen apart in the last like 3 weeks since losing to
Their
NC
last
State.
3 games
Yeah,
are
it's since the NC State loss.
back-breaking loss to a pretty bad NC State, pretty okay to like whatever NC State
NC
team.
State is the most okayest program in college football.
Yes. One of our most loyal
Most
listeners is a diehard NC State
I say
fan.
that with all due fondness.
We get like consistent comments.
Yeah.
All caps. NC
So NC State, who is the world's most okayest team, but boat raced Tech and like scored, I think it was like 45 on them. Almost loses to 1, and I think at the time it was like 1 in 9 Boston College.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Who has not beaten I think they haven't beaten a FBS team this year. I think their only wins against an FCS team. And then they get no other way to say it, their ass kicked by Pitt. Like,
They did. Also had a chance to win the game.
but that was because
That might have more to do with Pitt than Georgia Tech, but
so
That
this
is bad.
and now Pitt gets to look down the barrel of a peaking Georgia team who is looking like they have been playing their best football the last 5 weeks. Ever since the two of us ranted for, I think it ended up being 10 minutes about how annoying Georgia was and how
And then
inconsistent they
turned around
are.
and did
They've been one of the best teams in
try
the
to be
country.
consistent.
Like their defense is world beating. Gunnar McGillivray has finally found out how to play football consistently. And Georgia's looking like one of the best teams in the country. And Tech now has to play Georgia. Tech, the good thing with Tech is they can still win the ACC because of course they can, but because conference play is over for them.
Yes.
But now they're looking down the barrel of Georgia in the Benz in a game which we've debated about what
Home game.
the attendance is going to look like, but I think it's going to be 70-30 UGA fans.
Because UGA fans, we've said this before. UGA fans are everywhere.
They travel.
They're everywhere.
They also travel
And also,
incredibly
like,
well.
Yeah, and then plus we live close to the Bends, and like there's UGA fans everywhere here,
You
more
know-
than Tech fans.
Yeah.
So it's like technically it is. Would you put more on home turf of like location wise towards Tech, but it's
And, like,
it's not gonna.
They
be
didn't, and to my knowledge,
fan wise.
they did not sell tickets to this like it was a home game for Tech that was just being played in the Benz. They kind of sold tickets to this game like a neutral site, which makes me think that it's gonna be UGA dominated. And so
where was the game last year?
Athens,
How many overtimes did it go to?
8.
Was Tech better or worse last year than they are this year?
See, Riley and I were talking about that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's the same football team.
I'm
I
just
just think they
saying-
had an easy schedule this
I'm
year.
just saying, I think Tech is
They're
one of
definitely
the,
like less underestimated than they were last year.
that is true.
The ex-dog.
Yeah, they are one of the toughest teams in the country. And they have an amazing, their kicker's fantastic. Their quarterback
Their
is.
quarterback freaking
Probably
carries them.
Yeah.
top 5 in the country.
He's crazy.
Yeah. And so all of this stuff means, like, of course, Georgia will probably just drop a train on them. But would I
There's
be
always a
surprised if
possibility.
this is like some rivalry shenanigans? Absolutely not. It's rivalry
Yeah.
week.
No, I agree.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I agree.
Would
I
I
put,
like to see Tech take it this year? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, but that'd be fun.
I now no longer am rooting against Tech. I mean, we'll talk about it when we talk about the Pitt Tech game, but I was very much rooting for Pitt for a very specific reason. That's like not really even against, like, it's nothing personal to Tech. I was rooting for chaos. But
it happened.
it did happen. We can now little fun little segue. I guess if there's not anything else we need to talk about with the rankings, group of 5 race stayed roughly the same. And the playoff committee
ranked group of 5 team, right?
and the playoff committee still does not know what they're ruling. The playoff committee still does not actually know how to rank teams because they keep not following their own rules. And so this year it seems like it's eye test, which is the main thing. And I guess we'll ask the resident hater of all things rankings. Do you think the playoff committee is actually going to course correct and like put Miami ahead of Notre Dame
So
if they're both 10-2 at the end of the year?
I do not, and here's why. So this is maybe a little too detailed, but the way the committee ranks teams is they put them in basically pods. They take groups of 3 teams, and then within those 3 teams, they rank them basically 1, 2, 3. And so, like right now at the top of the rankings, they would say, all right, who are our 3 best teams in the country? And it would be Ohio State, Indiana, and whoever's in third right
Texas
now.
A&M.
Texas A&M. And they decide between those three teams, who is the best of those 3. We all know that it's Indiana, but they think it's Ohio State. And then they say, okay, well then between Indiana and Texas A&M, who's the better team? They say Indiana, then they say Texas A&M, and they do that all the way down the list. So they're likely not even comparing Miami and Notre Dame right now because they just have Notre Dame on a higher tier than Miami.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about since like the first 2 weeks. First 3 weeks.
Notre Dame's
actually.
really been the real enemy of this podcast this year.
Truly. And my dad has this take as well about Notre Dame consistently being overranked, which of like when they were like starting a year terribly and they were still talking about how they could make it into the championship. And it's like, this team is like 0-3 right now. And because I had a crash out on this podcast of week 3, Notre Dame
I remember
ranked at 0-2. Any other team in the top 25, they were 0-2, they would not be ranked.
This, by the way, this makes me so proud and so happy. I just want to like give the Red Zone a hug right now. This is college football heritage. Notre Dame being overranked is college football heritage. Everybody, like, why are these people so special?
To be
It's been
fair,
doing that for decades.
We've been complaining about this since last year.
They
Because they
didn't
lost
make
to
it last
they
year.
lost to NIU at the beginning of the year, and the entire year the two of us were like, why are they still in the top 10?
Championship.
You're complaining about it in 2024. We were complaining about it in 1994. They were complaining about it in 1924. It is college football heritage. We have to all complain about Notre Dame being rated higher than they should be.
It makes no
It's
sense.
stupid.
It's what makes college football. There's no else like that. Yeah, it's great.
Well,
I love it.
poor Miami.
Poor Miami.
Oh no, poor helpless Miami. And I hate to be that guy, which
No,
is
you
what
don't.
I've been the last few days. I do, in this
Okay.
case, I do.
All right.
Which is that this Notre Dame team is peaking like Georgia is, and they are playing like a top 10 team in the country right now.
You know what? And the thing that bothers me the most about Notre Dame, and this has really bothered me for the last couple of years, is that I really like them. And that makes me really upset at myself.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm not supposed to like Notre Dame.
I wanted them to win the national championship.
Yeah, I was like,
my
wow,
fake
this
flip
team-
money on them. Like,
It's like, this team is so likable.
yeah.
They have
It's
the
Notre
best.
Dame.
They have the best running back in the country.
Yeah,
they
sure.
have a hard-nosed, tough defense.
Sure.
They play gritty offense.
Yeah.
They have a likable head coach.
Everybody likes the head coach.
It's
It's crazy.
I mean,
they weren't likable in season.
and that's
first
what I like. That's why I
two,
hate
three.
saying it
Yeah.
because This is the team
Miserable.
that the two of us
Yeah.
have been hating on for years, since the inception of this podcast 3 years ago.
Because logically, it doesn't make
And
any
now we're
sense.
starting to run out of things to say because this Notre Dame team is arguably better than they were last year, which is insane to say because last year's team made the national championship. But like this year, it seems like they've taken what they had from last year, improved it a little bit. And people always forget. I mean, yes, they lost to 2 ranked teams, but those are 2 ranked teams that are currently sitting in 3rd and 12th. So like, it's not like they lost to like shitters. They lost to good teams.
Yeah.
But
Early in the season.
Lose to NC State and Pitt.
But that's the thing with the 12-team playoff now,
Yeah.
is that losses don't really matter as much as they used to.
It's true.
When you have 2 losses to play with. If you're a top, I think the top echelon will say it's like 5 or 6 teams. I think if you're Alabama, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Georgia, and like maybe Miami, you have 2 losses before the committee actually starts to like pay any pittance to you not making the playoffs. So like we now have a built-in safety buffer where when we were in the 4-team, like you knew that in the 14 playoff, at least 2 or 3 of those spots were going to be taken by undefeateds. So losing games meant that you were just kind of like toast if you weren't one of those teams. But now we're in a new era where, and by God, when they expand to 16 in a few years, we're going to be getting 3 lost teams in the playoffs. So I don't know. Losses don't mean as much anymore, and I think Notre Dame takes well advantage of that.
Yeah.
That's
why Miami's sitting lower. So
yeah, because Miami's losses there's no arguing their losses are much worse. It's to a Louisville team that has kind of exploded at the end of the year, and an SMU team that's ranked, but an SMU team that only recently got ranked for like the first time this year.
21.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's fun. We can get into talking about our games now and talking about our teams.
You want to tell you about Michigan? Since I don't know. I feel like we never. We're in week 12.
Oh, because ESPN didn't update.
Don't go back to that. That was awful.
While we're looking it up,
Oh no.
yeah, no. So there are. Let's see here. Kentucky plays Louisville this weekend.
Bluegrass.
I'll give you a hint. It has nothing to do with bluegrass.
Oh.
But
that was the only direction.
that was my direction.
This one is a little on the lame side. It has to do with it's named after an individual,
Oh.
but not like a specific person.
I have no clue then.
It's not a like a job.
Yes, like a job. Exactly.
I want to say that doesn't seem right.
Painter's Cup.
So close. It's the Governor's Cup.
Oh, I
What?
didn't know that.
Wait, what?
The Governor's Cup. All right. Do you want an easy one or a hard one?
Oh, I actually have one of my own.
Go ahead.
We have a
What is so Georgia and Georgia Tech? Obviously, we know that's clean old-fashioned hate.
Obviously.
But do you know that the 2 of them actually play for a trophy? What is the name of the trophy?
The Smothered and Covered.
Waffle House. Is that what it
It's
is?
not that.
Okay.
It is the President's Cup,
Okay.
and it
I don't know
looks
the name of our trophy.
like a
It's just
cup.
palmetto.
It's
It's just a cup.
it just looks like the most basic
Oh.
trophy cup. It's like the Iron Bowl trophy that they give out during the basketball game
Yes.
that no one ever cares about.
No, absolutely not. But there is one. It's
Do
called.
y'all have a? Does Iron Will have a trophy?
Yeah, it does, and it's not handed out
called
until
the-
the first basketball game of the year.
It's called
which
the ODK Foy Sportsmanship Trophy. Yeah,
Oh.
who cares? Okay, one more. You'll never get this one.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Wyoming plays Hawaii this weekend. They actually have a rivalry trophy.
Wyoming?
Wyoming versus Hawaii. And it's just a cool name. It's a trivia question. You don't even have to guess. You'll never get it.
It's just a cool name.
Yeah.
What's it start with?
Battle for the.
Oh, Battle for the is always okay.
Yep.
Battle for the brick.
Nope.
Battle for.
Although there is a brick rivalry game. And it's somebody in Ohio. I'll try to remember it.
Battle for the. Does it have anything to do with like Hawaii or Wyoming?
Yes.
Oh.
It's a Hawaiian word.
Battle for the
Battle for the.
lay.
It's
Battle for the lay, the hula.
It's
Battle
not.
for the-
It's Battle for the Peniola.
Battle for the spam musubi.
Good one.
Mm.
Peniola is Hawaiian for cowboy.
Oh,
that does make
Oh, yeah.
sense. Yeah.
All right, cool.
that's just a cool fact to
We'll
know.
get back to the list. later.
Speaking of cool, awesome, fun football games, Alabama beat Eastern Illinois 56-0. I'm just not even going to sit here and say that this game matters. I mean, there's one or two things I could take away from it. But as the two of us said, I don't think I've ever seen Alabama play a worse team in my life.
I have not. I was trying to think the other day if I've seen Alabama play a worse football team, and I can't remember one. They played Georgia State in Georgia State's first year with a football team, and I don't think.
I think Georgia State put up more
That's
fight.
cruel.
Yeah.
Eastern Illinois finished with 34 yards of total offense. Bama finished with 56 points.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
sure. I guess two things to take away from this game. Connor Talty sucks, but we've been saying that for a long time.
He's limited perhaps as a field goal kicker, and he
hit a
seems to
kid,
be
right.
He did hit a
He hit
kid.
a kid.
One of his kicks, was it against Oklahoma?
Oh, well, not on purpose.
Well,
No,
not on purpose.
no.
No. One of his kicks.
He's-
On accident.
Okay, he seems very emotional, which is a great quality to have in a human being. But in
Not-
terms,
not
you want your
the kicker.
kickers just to be sort of even keel. He seems like he gets maybe a little too far up and a little too far down. The crowd was reacting pretty poorly to him.
Yeah, crowd
I've never
booed him
actually-
out of the
I've
arena.
never actually heard an Alabama crowd boo an individual player like that ever before.
Well,
It's
because
bad-
you know what it
bad
was?
times, bad times because of last week.
Because of last week.
Yeah,
Because he was
yelling at his snapper for a perfectly fine snap.
because Talty, I mean, Dad and I were talking about this.
Mhm.
I think it's a little bit of weird with Bama fans right now because like Talty's fine. Like I think he's on the lower end of college kickers, but he's a normal college kicker.
Mhm.
The issue is for the last 4 years before him, he had the best kicker in college football history, with the exception of last year with Graham Nicholson because he was fine. But like Reichard is like maybe the best kicker ever to play in college football, and now we have like Graham Nicholson last year, who was good, who was a good college football kicker, and now Talty, who is fine, not great. He's not very good. I think if the Iron Bowl comes down to a field goal, he'll probably miss it, and I'll want to rip my hair out. But like,
He's
He'll no longer be fine after
he's a
that.
he's a kid. He's a kid, and
he's just not very good at kicking field goals, and he
he
also doesn't seem like a great teammate.
Yeah, but you never know. You only see a little snapshot.
To
Anyway,
be fair, all the people on the team have stood up for him this week and called the fans idiots. So I mean, hey,
if
teams
they're
surrounding
willing to
around
stand
him.
behind yeah.
Whatever. And the other point is that weirdly, which is that even though we're playing an FCS team, seems like Ty has kind of regressed this year. And
What
I know
happened
one
to
of
the Theismann?
the Theismann is dead.
Oh,
It's Heisman Doza season. And
Theis Manning.
no, it's Heisman Doza. But like Ty threw 2 interceptions in this game. One of them was a Hail Mary, so it doesn't really count that much. But like,
yeah,
I don't know.
He missed some open receivers and everything. I'm not worried about Ty. He's plenty good enough.
well, I've noticed this the last few weeks where like he was not incredible in the Oklahoma game. I think
He was not
was
incredible.
missing a lot of open receivers.
He
His downfield passing has noticeably taken a hit since, because to be fair, he was kind of doing the same thing in the LSU game. This has been a few weeks in a row where Ty has been inconsistent throwing mid-range to deep.
And yet, if you look at the post-game win expectancy for that Oklahoma game, Alabama still, if you hold up the statistics on that game, 96% of the time, the team that put up Alabama's stats actually win that game. So, Ty is plenty good enough. He is nowhere near the issue with this team. It's a very, very good football team. Maybe not an excellent team, but it's a very, very good football team that can't run the ball. And if you can't run the ball, you're not winning. Well, I was about to say you're not winning the SEC.
Certainly
not
win the
winning-
SEC.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, I mean that's I think all we got from this game.
Yep.
Kind of hard to take anything else when they play a team of that caliber. So Riley, they won.
SuckCon gave out to won a football game for the first time since September. October is over.
October finally ends.
Sad as that is, I will say it was Coastal Carolina, as we've already said. But I will say, as I've also already said, just like offensive play calling just looks like 10,000 times better because we're actually playing towards our strength. Like the O-line is able to do their jobs now, giving Sellers more time to make it was either always running up the middle or a long pass that we never had time for. We're actually using the tools that we have. Who would have thought that would work? But yeah, I don't know. It was it was a solid game it was a nice little palate cleanser, you would say. But it was like, as you said, it's a very chill week in football. So
Real test next week.
yeah, the real test is really next week because like we are still favored because it is a home game, but last time we played Clemson at home, it was embarrassing. But that was also we still had Spencer Rattler. So
NFL quarterback Spencer Rattler, by the way.
yes. Who freaking knows? I don't know. I really don't know how it's gonna go. Genuinely no telling. Clemson's already making a bowl game, so like if they win, it will especially sting.
I mean, we'll get there when we get the
Yeah.
predictions.
Who knows?
Because I think a majority of this episode is just going to be
no predictions
a
whatsoever.
majority of this episode. I think is going to be us predicting rivalry week.
And
Is more.
and
Oh,
rivalry names.
Okay.
So UNLV plays Nevada.
oh God.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, you're not going to know this one, but maybe I can
Sand
give
Cup.
you. So it's another battle for the. I know how much you like
Battle
these
for the
things.
sand.
Battle.
And it's battle
Battle.
for the person's name and weapon.
Elvis's spear.
So close.
So close.
No.
Oh Lord. Do we know the person?
You would know the person if you've been to Las Vegas. There's
Oh, cool.
There's
All
a,
right.
Okay,
So, yeah.
awesome.
there's
So
a,
that's
there's a
neither of us.
section of Las Vegas named for this person, and there's a bunch
Battle
of
for
stuff in
the
Nevada.
strip. I don't
For some reason, I was thinking Raffles Boulevard, but that's in Singapore.
That's in Singapore,
because
yeah.
that's what the F1 race.
Yep.
Hmm.
And Boulevard's not a weapon.
Well, Raffles was the guy I was.
Raffles.
Spear.
Yeah, it's the battle for the Fremont Cannon.
Oh my God! They talk about Fremont on the F1 track.
There you go. Yeah,
There we go.
there you go.
We just know these.
And then do we want to do? I mean, I don't want to drag the bit to death. What is my? It's not this weekend, but it is my favorite rivalry name of a rivalry game. It is the rivalry game of Montana.
All right, picking up where we left off after slight technical
detour.
difficulties. Dad, you had a question?
Yeah. Name of the rivalry game played between Montana and Montana State, which is maybe my favorite rivalry game name, and also watch that game when it's on.
Cowboy
It's another-
Classic.
It's another battle.
It's another battle.
Okay.
Battle for the Cowboys.
No, sorry, it's not another battle.
Oh, it's
sorry,
not
it's
another
not. It's not
battle.
another battle. Okay.
Cowboy Classic.
Nope.
Is it like a blank bowl?
No.
Oh.
Is it a cup?
No. It is actually a pun on a piece of literature.
Yeah, of course you would like it then.
It's really good though. It's really good though.
Shakespeare?
Nope.
Literature we know.
Maybe.
Oh my God! How are we supposed
Oh no. It's like we've never read
It's
this.
blank of the blank.
Blank of the blank.
Yes.
How famous of literature?
Pretty famous. Pretty famous. Pretty famous. Like middle school summer reading choice.
Lord of the Flies.
No, but good guess.
I don't know.
Is it the Catcher of the Rye?
No, good guess.
Oh.
though. It's called Brawl of the Wild.
Oh,
That's good. It's good. It's really good. It's really
Yeah,
that's pretty
good. It's
good.
really
that
good.
is good.
If you get a chance to watch that game,
Top
absolutely
tier
watch it.
FCS
Oh
football.
Oh my God. Yeah. Fans are fantastic. Stadiums are gorgeous. Weather is always terrible. Both the teams are always really great. It is.
I love a good
100% you should
terrible
watch
weather
it.
game.
Oh,
Always
yeah,
good stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into talking about a lot of games that don't matter. Ohio State beat Rutgers 42-9. Texas A&M beat Sanford 48-0.
We're not gonna drop a who cares.
Well, we can, but we're
We
gonna
have a
be we're gonna be
guest.
dropping these. Who cares for?
We have a guess.
Okay,
Oh,
you
yeah, I
could
think you
be
do one.
honorary.
Okay.
Give
Georgia
pack-
beat
pack 'em all
Charlotte
into one.
35-3. Pack them all into one.
Thank you.
That was.
Oh.
Oh. So, okay. So I guess it's probably about time that we sort of peel the curtain back and say that there's going to be some audio dips in this episode. Technical
back to-
difficulties strike the Red Zone podcast once again.
We're back to the OG setup, which was one microphone,
Yeah.
and we haven't used this microphone in a
And this microphone has a tendency to disconnect.
because I don't think it fully plugs in.
Yeah.
So,
So if you ever hear the audio get really bad, that's
That's
why.
why.
Not our fault.
no.
Anyway, one of like the 3 games we can talk about this week. Oregon beats USC 42-27, effectively killing USC's meek playoff hopes. But a get right game for Oregon. The team that we've been talking since the IU game that they haven't fully been themselves. Struggled against Iowa, which depending on who you ask, they was a great win for them or it was not a good win for them. But they've rounded out into form recently. Very good win against USC this week. Had a good win against Minnesota last week. So, maybe a team getting into good form. I still don't think that Ohio, I think Oregon has a ceiling this year. But we'll see. I do think, and it's a sad thing for this USC team, which I actually do think was very fun. It was probably the best team they've had under Lincoln Riley. Jordan Maivia, Makai Lemon, they had three of the better offensive players of the year. But yeah, season fizzles out for them. Oregon, to make the Big Ten championship game, needs to beat Washington and have Michigan beat Ohio State. Or they need something with Indiana to lose. Really, Oregon just needs them to win and one of the top two teams to lose.
You aren't losing to Purdue.
Well, hopefully not.
That would be insane.
That would suck.
But it's one of the only double-ranked matchups of this whole week. So
it is. So we
beat the fake USC over there in California.
What's their record?
Yeah. Basketball, we won.
And then the next of the games we can talk about, Oklahoma beats Missouri 17-6. I have issues with Oklahoma's offense.
Really?
Yeah, I do think they're great, but they have one of the best defenses in the country. So they're going to be an interesting team come playoff time because I think it is assumed that they're making the playoffs. All they need to do is beat LSU, which, given that they almost lost to Western Kentucky this week, is possible. We'll say that that's probably likely. What do you think? Because do you think that Oklahoma can be one of those annoying kind of spoiler? Question for both of you. Oklahoma.
We have our
we'll talk with the special guest.
Here.
Do you think Oklahoma can be one of those annoying spoiler teams that could potentially beat one of the top four first round bye seeds, or do you think that they do fizzle out because of lack of offense?
No, they could totally do it. They could totally do that. I don't see them beating 2 or 3 top teams in a row, but yeah, sure. They could definitely do it. Defense travels. So, if you got a defense, you got a chance. And, that offense is, it's not great, but
they have less of a run game to talk about than Bama does, which at this point in the year is shocking.
Yeah, but it's you never know. I don't. I feels like the team before the team for Oklahoma, but still, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't be surprised by any means.
No, I wouldn't either.
I'd be I could totally see a possibility of them making it in the second round just because.
I guess it depends on their draw too.
That's fair.
I
think if they're up against a team that's been carried by offense and they
I think they match up brilliantly against Ole Miss. I think if they get that matchup, whether that be at home or if they have to travel down to Oxford,
Lane Kiffin will be there.
Who knows? But I do think that would pose an issue for Ole Miss because I don't think their defense is. I think if Ole Miss's offense isn't working for them, they can't win football games. It's not one of those where it's for Oklahoma, if the offense isn't working, they can still win. Circa the Alabama game, circa literally the game this week against Missouri, but I don't know. It's very matchup based, I think, for this Oklahoma team, but I think this is still a very successful year for them, regardless of what happens.
Absolutely. The idea of them playing Ole Miss in the playoffs makes me terrified. Mostly, I think Lane Kiffin would cause Brent Venables to explode. I worry about Brent Venables because he's wound very, very tightly. He seems very tightly wound. Emotionally, he seems tightly wound. He's.
And Lane Kiffin is not.
No, and Lane Kiffin is a little bit of a troll. I think he would make. I worry for Brent Venables' health.
Fair enough. Yeah. He trolled Whit Weeks for throwing up. So
he trolled that. He trolled that one.
He trolled his daughter's boyfriend.
Literally wait, no, Ole Miss has literally already beaten Oklahoma this year. Week 9 or week 10.
Okay.
Ole Miss beat Oklahoma because I remember Lane doing. Yeah, Ole Miss in week.
Oh, right.
Because after the game, he was shit talking one of their defensive players.
That's right. Okay. Well, yeah, it was a good
What a
conversation.
guy Lane is.
I actually still do think that's a match. Because that Oklahoma team at that point of the year was like still kind of like it was like Mateer's like second game back.
I think the committee will try to avoid having a rematch like that.
I think they'll try to also avoid inter-conference matchups.
Might be hard to do, but yeah.
But anyway, Notre Dame beat Syracuse 70-7 in a game where they were winning 21-0 before even playing a single offensive snap.
We kept monitoring this in the stands, and we were like,
I checked up on this
Syracuse.
to see that it was 42-0 at the beginning of the second quarter, and I about lost my mind. I about shat my damn drawers
We were
when I
just talking
saw.
about Notre Dame and how frustrating they are.
But that's what I was saying. They're
Ugh.
peaking at the right time, and they don't have to worry about a conference championship game.
Yeah,
So
independent.
they need to join a conference. I mean, to be fair, even if they join the ACC, like everyone's been trying to get them to do, they probably dominate that conference.
Sure.
Totally. I mean, with what we talked about being a cannibalizing conference,
Yeah.
like I think Notre Dame would eat them alive,
Probably.
given the end of this year.
BYU beats Cincinnati 26-14. Not much to write home about there. Utah beats Kansas State in a very, very fun, old school Big 12 kind of shootout game. There's not a lot of these kind of throwback Big 12, like 2014, 2015 era Big 12, where like every Saturday you had like Baylor and like TCU run it up to both teams in the 60s, and it was like the best game you've ever seen. It happened every week for like 4 years. This is the first time they've gotten this close to recreating that in the last few years.
And K-State did it mostly by running the ball.
Yeah, they ended up with like something like 300 first half rushing yards. They were dropping a train on Utah in the first half of this game. I think it was ended up being something like, yeah, it was 31-21 going into halftime, but Utah's sort of, I mean, and to be fair, Kansas State did a pretty good job of choking this game away in a very funny way, where Kansas State had scored to make the score 47-30. It ended up making, I think it was 47-35. They go for two because there's no difference between a 12 and a 13-point lead, so you might as well go for the 14. Utah gets a pick six. I think brings it all the way back to make it 37-47. Scores
on the 2-point conversion.
On the 2-point conversion, scores 2 straight rushing touchdowns, and then wins the game. Or 2 straight touchdowns in kind of quick order, and then wins. So cool, awesome, fun Big 12 football while they continuously try to cannibalize themselves. But I do also think this dropped Utah out of the conversation. I mean, I feel like Utah was never really in the at-large bid conversation for the rankings, but like they were up there with Miami. They were ahead of Miami before this week. So I guess that probably officially kills them. I think last year at this point, we were talking about how 9 teams going into rivalry week were in line. Like 9 teams were able to play in the Big 12 championship game. And I think right now it's like 3. But it's realistically, it's going to be BYU, Texas Tech again, which will be fun. But yeah, Big 12 has not been the cannibalization conference this year. The ACC has.
Yeah.
Miami beats Virginia Tech 34-17 on the week they unveiled James Franklin as their head coach. Once again, the thing that I always say, or I've seen everyone online, is like there's like this picture of Franklin with the Virginia Tech flag, and it's like imagine showing this to someone in week 1 when Penn State was considered a national championship contender and was ranked 2nd in the country.
I mean, if you showed it like anybody half of the stuff that's gone on this year, I'd be like, oh, okay.
This has been a pretty insane year of college football, all things
like,
considered.
Texas fell off a cliff, and then like,
yeah, no one expected that.
Yeah, and then Georgia Tech was like really good.
No one expected the rise of the nerds.
Yeah, no.
Indiana, which I guess we're not really nerds, but no one really ever considers us to be good. Vandy, Tech, Georgia Tech, a lot of good year for the academics. And, you know, speaking of non-academics, Diego Pavia and a very academic team, but a non-academic player, beat Kentucky 45-17. Pavia is continuing his late push for the Heisman, but it won't happen because Heisman Mendoza or Jeremiah Love or Julian Zayn, who really knows.
Arch Manning.
It's
on the rise.
And then the big game of the week, the one that we will talk about. We talked about it for a second. Pitt Panthers walk into Bobby Dodd and beat the crap out of Georgia Tech 42-28 in a
truly what happened
weird game. weird football game. Just I want to start off by saying this. Pitt won this game despite Pat Narduzzi instead of because of Pat Narduzzi. I was watching this on the couch, and Dad can attest to this, crashing out because I was rooting for Pitt. Nothing personal, but I want the ACC to get no teams in the playoffs because I think it's funny. Nothing personal. It just is funny. But for some reason, late in the game, in the fourth quarter, Pitt is punting back up 14 to Georgia Tech on their own. I think it was their own 34-yard line. It was 4th and 9. So what does Pitt do? Runs the stupidest fake punt I've ever seen outside the numbers, 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage that he slips, gets scrambled up. Tech immediately scores afterwards. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God. This is the worst choke I've seen in a football game since last week.
I was gonna say.
Oh.
I was gonna be like, worst.
But just
27 points.
I cannot believe what goes through his head. And to be fair, he owned up to it after the game.
He did.
Called himself a dumbass.
Direct quote.
Direct quote. Direct quote. That's not even like us
Nope.
saying anything.
Bullshit is good.
He said, "I'm a dumbass."
Yes.
Yes.
Aaron, yeah.
And the worst part of it was after the game, the announcers are like, man, what a great coaching job from Pat Narduzzi. And I about lost my mind on that seat right there on the couch. I about lost my damn marbles watching this because I was like, no way. You just watched that take place. And you're like, wow,
what a
coaching job. And I'm like, oh my God.
Has he taken over? So I always felt like for years, college football's crazy person was Jim Harbaugh. Is Pat Narduzzi now college football's crazy person?
I mean, Lane.
But
Lane's
Lane's
not
not crazy though.
Wow. I think
on
Lane's a
in.
different breed. He's a
He's
different
on
breed.
in.
But you know what I mean? Like Jim Harbaugh was a certified crazy person.
Yes.
Like, do we think Pat Narduzzi's probably a certified crazy person?
Probably.
I think, yeah, because remember what he said before the Notre Dame
But
game?
he recognizes it at least.
Remember when before the
Somewhere
Notre Dame
crazy
game,
person.
he was like, I don't care if we lose this game by 100. This is the most meaningless game on our schedule because it's not a conference game.
Yeah.
Forgetting that conferences don't get auto bids anymore, and so 3-loss Pitt probably still doesn't make the playoffs.
That's a Jim Harbaugh style crazy person thing to say. Like when you have like a football guy who's like a crazy person.
Football guy.
I think
You know what
Brent
I mean? Like, he's
Key's.
a
Yeah.
football guy.
I think Brent Key could potentially get up there.
Ooh, maybe.
But
Mario Cristobal has a little bit of crazy football guy.
he's just stupid.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't call him stupid, but you know,
Well, I think anyone who does that play against Georgia
but
Tech.
that's a crazy football guy thing. Like, anyway, just wanted to bring that up.
Football guy.
Yeah, he's a football guy.
Anyway,
Just football guy.
just Tech could not get out of their own way in this. Both teams at the end of the game, but like for the entirety of the first half,
Mhm.
Tech could not get out of their own way. Just 3-and-outs, interceptions, like nothing going. Pitt was able to run for really whatever they wanted almost the entire game. And it was one of those things where like Tech is not the most talented football team. Haynes King is very good. Jamal Haynes, very good. But other than that, not a lot going. But as we love to say, the ex-dog of Tech is massive. They might be the toughest team in college football.
Like, would it have surprised any of us if Tech had actually ended up winning that game? A combination of Tech
No.
being
After the fake
Tech
punt,
and then
after
Pitt
the
being-
fake punt, I thought Tech was going to win.
Pitt is a little
It's
chaotic.
just kind
so-
of amazing that you're like that. It's like, oh, what a horrendous play I've just witnessed, and then they still won this game.
Yeah.
Tech, that would have been a worse collapse than South Carolina last week if Pitt managed to lose this game. Because they were winning by more than South Carolina was.
Would
They
you
were
want-
up 28-0 at one point.
Oh,
Would you
yeah,
want to
that's
have the
funny.
worst collapse of the year or the second worst collapse of the
Yeah.
year?
Those are the hard-hitting questions we bring you on the Red Zone
The record,
podcast.
like times that a team has like been losing by this many, like 25 plus points, and like still won, and it was like in like 200 like
Yeah.
something games. I was like, oh god, like it was truly sad.
So, yeah, Tech confirmed themselves to be the frauds that I've been saying they are for the last few weeks, just because, like, I just think they've had a really easy schedule this year. Like, we were talking about it when we were looking at their schedule after they beat Clemson. We were like, there's no one they lose to.
Well,
they don't play
Clemson
anyone
looked
good.
A lot better at the beginning of the
Yes.
year than
But
it does now.
just a collapse from Tech. Like, you can't. Can't
I
say
mean,
anything
their
else.
playoffs seem to-
Yeah, not making the playoffs, regardless of I think even if they win the ACC, they're probably not going to make it.
Or beat UGA.
Or if they beat UGA.
and win the ACC, you're still 23.
I think even if they beat UGA, they need to be this. They need to be in the ACC championship to even have a shot.
Beating UGA right now, it wouldn't set UGA back far enough to like make extreme changes.
No, because remember, UGA is one of those teams where if they have 2 losses, no one's really going to pay much
Well, and
attention.
also, like, given how they valued Tech this year, like a Tech loss they wouldn't like.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be like a large hit against them.
It doesn't seem like the committee has valued Tech too much at least since the playoff rankings have came around. In the AP, they ended up getting, I think the highest they got was like 7th or 8th or something like that. But like,
that's still not as bad of a hit. It's like the 8 overtime. If they had lost it like Tech like last year,
they would have been out of the playoffs.
That would have looked way worse.
Well, they would have been out of the 12 team completely.
Yeah,
because they were 2
like,
losses.
That's what like this year, 2 losses. One of the losses being Georgia Tech. It wouldn't be that bad.
No,
like,
especially because then at that point their 2 losses would be Tech and Bama.
Yeah, exactly.
Which for them personally would be hell. Losing the 2 teams that they probably hate the most would be hell. But
It's Auburn and Florida erasure, but sure.
I think at the moment they hate Bama more than they hate
She has
Florida.
rivalries with every single person.
Because they're unlikable.
Hey, we get to play them as an annual opponent coming up next 4 years. So
I forgot that the annual, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But yeah, just rough one for Tech. Kind of kills their season. Moving on, finishing it. I think that's mostly it for the game, like big games let's talk about. Oh, I guess Texas and Arkansas forgot how to play defense for the entire game. Texas won 52-37. But to be fair, all Arkansas is good at is offense.
Heis Manning.
I will say though, I'm finally buying into the hype that Arkansas is the best 2-9 team that has ever graced Earth. Because like there's some insane stat they've lost like 7 games this year by 3 points or less, and they do have one of the better offenses in the country. Do you think they'll keep Petrino?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, answer that question.
Yep.
Michigan beats Maryland 45-20. A game they definitely needed after kind of sleepwalking through their schedule for the better part of the last like month and a half. Good game to get right before Ohio State. Tennessee dog walked Florida for the entire game. I mean, they didn't score in the second half, but it was cooked from the beginning. Florida sucks, and Florida State is going to set football back by 1,000 years for a second straight year in a row. Illinois, oh my God, I guess we did forget about this. Illinois got absolutely shit canned, I think is the correct word, by Wisconsin, which I'm in 2 minds here. One, that makes the IU win against Illinois when they were a top 10 team look not great. If I'm going to be honest,
happening to y'all.
it does keep happening. It's really annoying. I need the teams we beat to stay good. But also it makes us struggling in the first half against Wisconsin last week not look as bad.
So you're in both camps.
We're in both. We win again. IU wins again. What a surprise!
Or do you lose both, depending on which one you're leaning towards?
Nah.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't even know what happened with Illinois this year, but like maybe Brett Bielema's finally gone by his best date.
I don't know. I can't say that I paid any attention to Illinois after sitting in that stadium.
You were in Bloomington for the Illinois game.
I was sitting in venerable Memorial Stadium,
The Rock,
in beautiful Bloomington, Indiana, watching that game, and that was like there was no doubt in anybody's mind how that game was going to end. You had to watch that game for 5 minutes. It was Indiana pushed Illinois around. After watching one half of that game, I decided that I did not need to pay attention to Illinois for the rest of the year. Because even as good as Indiana is on both sides of the line, they were getting embarrassed. Both lines were. And if you can't, I mean, if you're blocking, and if your O-line blocks that badly, if your defensive line is that ineffective,
yeah,
I think we finished. I paid attention.
I think we finished for 8 sacks in that. I think we sacked them 8 times. They finished with like 2 rushing yards.
Yep.
Yeah.
To our 300.
I have no idea what's going on with Illinois. No idea what's going on with Burton, but
that still
after sitting in the Camping World Stadium.
Right.
In lovely Orlando, Florida, and watching us actually lose that game.
But I bet that game. Obviously, we have South Carolina fan correspondent here. I bet being a South Carolina fan and losing that specific game to Illinois
Well,
was
also, it's like looking back also at that game is who had just taken over as our offensive coordinator was Mike Shula.
The return of
And
the
that
Mike.
was the start of our downfall. Like that, literally, I cite that game as a all going downhill. So I
we've
don't
all
like.
been there.
Yeah,
We've all been
so
there.
yeah.
it's from that
all
game that I
three of us.
hate. I never know.
Bielema.
Bielema. Hate his guts.
All
Because
three of us have.
I hate his spirit. I hate his guts. I hate him walking over to the sideline to mock Shane Beamer and go like this and tell him to take a timeout while they're subbing in defense at the last second. Hate his guts. So hope you enjoyed this week.
All three of us have been personally affected by Mike Shula in some way or another.
Yeah. I
Um,
literally was like, he was the head coach of freaking Alabama. He did a terrible job.
wasn't very good when he was a Bama either.
No,
but I
best
mean,
was like a 10 win.
Yep.
And it took a while to get there.
Yep.
that Illinois game I think is still probably my favorite game of the entire year, even over Oregon, just because I was there and like at the time we were like I think we were underdogs in that game.
Nope.
Were we? Were we 5.5 point favorites? I think or something like that. Regardless, people like I saw people going into the week saying that Illinois was going to win, and like experts were saying whatever, and then we
So
went
this
in there and we
double top 10 matchup, right?
no, we were 19th and they
Oh.
were 10. They were like 8th or 9th or something like that. And then we went in there and we systematically beat them for 60 minutes straight, like badly. It was nice.
60 minutes.
Good times.
Good time. All that to be said, LMAO that they lost to Wisconsin. But
LMA. All that to be said.
all
LMA.
that to be said, LMAO. TCU upset Houston 17-14. Not massively surprising. This Houston team has also fallen off a cliff recently after the loss to West Virginia. Tulane beats Temple 37-13 to keep themselves alive in the Group 5 race. And by alive, I mean in first place. And then Arizona State destroyed Colorado in a year where no one cares about Colorado.
Okay, this is not a football fact, but it is an Arizona State fact, or like theory, that heavily backed up theory, is that potentially the Arizona State mascot is designed to look like Walt Disney because it was drawn by a former Disney animator and it shockingly looks a lot like him with devil horns. So
That's fantastic.
yeah.
That's awesome.
That's really good.
I did not know that.
Fact of the day.
Yeah, back to the day, ASU mascot might be Walt Disney. Just with devil
I just
horns.
remember to when last year when we was just the two of us on this podcast.
Oh my God, it does.
So, this is not going to show up. If I turn my brightness down, hold on. That might make it worse. So that might be Walt Disney, you guys.
Oh,
That was the fact.
I just remember last year when we were doing this podcast, it was just Dad and I. We were talking about Arizona State BYU,
Yes.
and you said something to the tune of, "I wouldn't have been too happy if you went to Arizona State."
But yeah, this time last year I was
Macy's
busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Martin.
busy.
But that's it. Talking about the games. So let's get into the fun part of the episode, predicting rivalry week and predicting the most psychotic Friday slate that has ever. ESPN got ABC.
Brutal.
ABC got themselves a bargain with
I'm so
the
excited.
Egg Bowl at noon, clean old fashioned hate at 3:30, and then Texas A&M Texas at 7:30. We'll just go through all the ranked matchups.
This
Egg
is what I
Bowl.
want to do for my birthday. People will ask me, I'm like, let's just watch the lineup. that
Egg
we
Bowl.
have.
Who we got, guys?
It's close, but Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Mississippi State.
Love it.
Really?
I think I'm gonna say MSU here. I
Okay.
just think too much surrounding Ole Miss.
We
Okay.
gotta
right
have one person take the.
Okay.
Well,
take
because
on-
Ole Miss is like, I think this is the first week that this is the first time that this Kiffin leaving talk has become as loud as it has been. They were on a bye going into this week, so we'll see. I think MSU, I think Starkville reigns supreme, but I do think that is a silly football game.
It's gonna be
That's not Utah, Kansas is not a rivalry game. Clean old fashioned hate inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. UGA favored by 13.5. I think UGA dog walks them.
dog walks.
Pun
Get
intended.
it? Get it?
Pun intended. Yeah.
Ah,
I don't think it's close.
go
I think
bark. Go dog, sick 'em.
Bark, bark, bark.
I don't think this game is gonna be close. I just think this is a peaking at the right time UGA team going up against a collapsing at the wrong time Georgia Tech team.
Yeah, I could honestly see either. I could see a really close game or like a dog walk,
Well,
a blowout.
Let me just say, like last year going into this, UGA was on like a weird decline,
true.
and Tech was on an incline. Like
That's
Tech
true.
had been playing much better going into that game, but I feel like
Now
it's
it's
just
the
it's
opposite.
roles reversed, which is why I think if Tech had lost those two games at the beginning of the year or midway through the year, I would say that this game would be close. But I just think it's going to be hard for Tech to overcome the slide, even if it's a rivalry game.
I mean, and they're coming off a loss. A bad
A
one.
bad one too, yeah, like a season-ending one.
So did you make a pick?
Yeah, going UGA, unfortunately.
Give me Tech.
Against my better
Tech?
judgment.
All right.
Give me Tech.
In the old Oaken bucket, IU travels to a blackout in West Lafayette. I will say, Purdue, your uniforms look like dog shit.
I'll be the one to take the loser on this one, just because my brother might go to Purdue. So,
Boiler up.
so let's go Boilermakers.
All right. I got Indiana to cover.
Yeah,
Indiana,
same.
hey, 4 touchdowns.
That's the realistic.
4 touchdown road favorite.
Realistically.
I'm taking a 4 touchdown road favorite to cover.
Yeah.
By the way, Purdue, I just can't say anything nice to you this week. This is off the record. Those uniforms are actually really nice, but
You can just cover your
it's
face.
nice that they're wearing black. It's
That's
nice they're
it.
wearing black to their own funeral. I do think IU wins this game by
Shout out Scott Cochran.
shout out Scott Cochran. Shout out the 2008 Georgia Alabama game. I do think IU. I think we kill them. I think the thing that like the big thing for us, Surratt coming back healthy, Mikhail Kamara coming back healthy. O-line is going to get much needed boosting. The D-line is going to get boosting. Sig in press conferences this week has talked about how good Purdue is and how their record doesn't indicate how good they are, which means we are going to beat them by 70 because that's what he does before we beat these teams by a lot of points. But yeah, no, I think IU by whatever they want on Friday night. Texas, and then the big game of Friday, Texas A&M at Texas. This
is the year that they are A&M is no longer little brother.
We were talking about this. This is the most meaningless game of Texas's without looking at taking anything else, just looking at it straight up. This is the most meaningless game of Texas A&M season. Does not matter if they win or lose. They are going to SC championship either way.
A&M.
But man, is this not the most important game of A&M's season? This is a team that has no legitimacy under them right now. Other than the Notre Dame win, every SEC win has come against teams in the back half of the standings. And obviously, battered Aggie syndrome, little brother. Is this the year that A&M gets it done? Or is it going to be another year of falling just short in Texas?
They're lacking the 12th man.
Yep, this game is in DKR, which is big for Texas.
Okay, so do we all 1, 2, 3 either go horns up or horns down?
Oh,
yeah.
But like, I don't know if I could bring myself to.
You can, it's for the podcast.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Okay. yeah. I think Texas takes it.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I think Texas.
I like Texas too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would feel differently if the game was in College Station.
Yeah.
A rivalry game like this.
Because they got a crazy crowd at College
Well,
Station.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, Texas
Really-
won in College Station last year.
That's true, but also I would say that is a better Texas team than this year.
Yeah, I just feel like college football's got to throw us a little bit of
College football, like the home advantage is there.
in a rivalry game.
Yeah,
It's there.
that's why I'm a little scared about
I don't wanna talk-
Saturday night.
Don't want to talk about it.
But no, I do agree. I think we're in for one. I think Friday night at 7:30 is appointment viewing for the old Oaken Bucket, and Texas A&M is good too.
Oaken Bucket on the big screen. We'll go Texas A&M on the little screen.
But all that to be said, I think this is the game of Friday. Like, this is the must-watch. Texas has been looking.
What's the most defining one for all these teams?
Weirdly, I mean, like, it's not the game that matters the most because Texas is already eliminated and it doesn't really matter what happens with A&M. But, like, it's the game that means the most for narratives.
Yeah.
Which is realistically what makes the most fun games.
That it is actually unironically why we watch.
Yes.
Is for the narrative. And
It's just for like the whole like.
I think Texas. I will start thinking that Texas is truly legit if they win this game.
it could be a nation of college football fans rubbernecking that game.
I mean, I have, on behalf of a future guest on this podcast, I have been tooting the Arch Manning horn, so I have to like, let's go.
I will say, I expect the Texas A&M police Twitter account to be very active during this game.
There you go.
And then obviously we got the Territorial Cup
Nice.
on 9 o'clock on Fox, which is going to be fun. It's a double ranked matchup. It's in Tempe. I do think I'll take Arizona in this game. I think Arizona's offense very high flying. Noah Fifita is probably the most underrated quarterback in the country. But at the end of the day, this doesn't matter too much. Kicking off,
taking the fighting Walt Disney's.
Where you got Sun Devils?
Okay, got it.
Saturday kicks off as it always does at noon on Fox, the game in Ann Arbor. Last year, the two of us on this podcast, with full, like, not even joking, said we don't think there's a chance in hell Michigan beats Ohio State.
Absolutely not. I 100% picked Michigan to win that game.
But you were
also
joking when
think
you
that
picked Michigan to
Michigan's
win.
gonna by 60, but I did pick Michigan to win.
This year?
Well, we both know,
Michigan's going to win again, maybe not by 60 though.
Okay.
but I do think every year I'm like, this is the year Ohio State gets right. But I do think this is probably maybe the best team
lined
they've
up.
had going into one of these games in a bit. And it's a Michigan team that has been not as good as their record has shown them to be this year.
Would you ever pick Ohio State
So-
just because of
I'll give you my legit analysis
Okay.
because I owe that to my gracious hosts who are hosting me on the Red Zone.
your
think-
own house?
I think Ohio State has maybe 2 of the 3 or 4 best wide receivers in the country. I think they have one of the top 5 offensive lines in the country. I think they have the best defensive lineman in the country. I think they have maybe the best all-around player in the country, Caleb Downs. They have one of the best coaches in the country. So my honest pick is Ohio State 17, Michigan 82.
God.
That is fair.
Go Blue.
I do echo what he says. But I don't know, man. I every time I've convinced myself, I'm like, I'm picking Ohio State. I can't fully get behind it. The game's in Ann Arbor. This Michigan team is annoying to play against.
Yeah.
They
Hard
don't
to
make
watch.
games fun.
No.
They're hard to watch.
Yes.
They're last year's team, but with a slightly better offense. Like, the defense is probably equal.
Yeah.
But I think the offense is noticeably better. They actually have a quarterback that can throw the ball more than 2 yards.
True freshman quarterback going against Ohio State. Ain't scared.
I mean, if they can win with Davis Warren, they can win with anyone. But I can't
So fun.
fully pick Ohio State in my heart of hearts.
I'll pick Ohio State.
Oh.
I think,
I'm here for the.
don't get me wrong, I think Ohio State wins. But I'm saying that I can't 100% get behind it.
Okay.
enough.
I would not be surprised if Michigan wins again in Ann Arbor. And
Just
once
straight it
again,
out.
Mhm.
everyone talks about firing Ryan Day because Ohio State fans cannot deal with losing to Michigan.
They cannot.
Texas
That
Tech,
was
West
so
Virginia
nice.
is not a rivalry game. Miami Pitt is not a rivalry game, but actually is pretty important for the ACC race. I think Pitt.
Miami.
I think Pitt kills Miami season here.
Really?
Weather
Yeah.
is forecasted to be terrible in Pittsburgh for that game. I'm taking Pitt.
35
Yeah.
degrees.
UCF BYU is not a rivalry game. Oregon Washington. Don't sleep on Washington. They've done not incredible in Big Ten play, but they are a thorny football team. Oregon, once again, needing one of the top 2 teams to lose to make the playoff, to make the Big Ten championship game. I got Oregon, but it is in Husky Stadium, and Washington notoriously does not lose very often there. But
Fair enough.
that all being said, I think Oregon's finally starting to right the ship. I got the O.
Something like half of Dan Lanning's losses as a head coach have come to Washington.
Yeah, he does not do very well at beating.
So, but I'm picking Oregon.
All right, I'll go Washington. Gotta balance. it out.
LSU at Oklahoma. I don't think LSU stands much of a chance here. Sneaky good little 3:30 game. Obviously because the Iron Bowl's on at 7:30 this year. I would say make your 3:30 viewing slot Vandy versus Tennessee. Really interesting to see what this kind of dog awful Tennessee defense does against a very good Vanderbilt
I got
offense.
Vandy for that.
I got Vandy. Even if
Diego
well,
Pavia is still
actually,
trying to prove
no.
himself as a Heisman candidate.
I have
so-
Tennessee because the game's in Neyland, and I don't think Vandy is capable of winning.
I mean,
in
but a
Neyland.
home field. Vandy doesn't have much of like a home field advantage.
But Neyland is
like,
one of the biggest home field advantages of any stadium in the country.
That is hard.
The two of us can attest to that.
I think I'm still going Vandy.
I'll go Tennessee. Sadly, don't love it.
I would rather, if I were sailgating, I would rather sailgate at Husky Stadium.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree.
Because I can't say what I'm thinking. Just because it
God.
hurts.
It hurts.
It hurts. I think I will predict. It's way I could do this. I will predict Vanderbilt
Low down
to
dirty
lose.
snitches.
Yeah, I think Vanderbilt's going to lose.
So that
Okay.
pumpkin orange.
I also think Vanderbilt is going to lose. Not that Tennessee is going to
No,
lose.
no.
The Commonwealth Cup at 7 between Virginia Tech and UVA. Wouldn't this just be the most Virginia way for their season to get absolutely imploded in on itself if they lost to a
That's
Virginia Tech
hilarious.
team with nothing to play? That being said, I don't actually think that will happen, and I'm going with UVA. In venerable Scott Stadium, by the way, which I used to be able to hear from my house.
That's crazy.
Oh, I guess we skipped over because we're only doing ranked matchups at 12
Yeah, I
o'clock
was gonna say
on
the SEC noon.
12
time
o'clock
slot.
on ES. Was it on the SEC network?
Yep.
Ooh. Only a step down from what everyone was saying in week 5, which is this was going to be the 9:30 a.m. game on A&E. But the Palmetto Bowl, Clemson versus USC, South Carolina. We'll let the resident.
Oh, we can't even see the mic, and I'm afraid to lift it because of the problems we've had.
Speaker mic.
What even is a tiger? Those are the ugliest color combinations I've ever seen in my life. You chose the worst shade of purple to go with one of the ugliest colors of all time, orange, for God's sake. I swear I can't even take the sight of you. We just burned a giant tiger last week and it burnt to a crisp immediately. So let's hope that that is indicative of how this game will go. I hate Clemson. And I need this more than anything for this South Carolina season. I swear to God. But also, yeah, what even is a tiger? You guys are like horrendous. Dabo Sweeney, you can take a hike. And so, yeah, go Cox. That's how I feel. So I don't actually make any prediction, as I just hope that it goes well. I never predict how we do. So.
I have Clemson.
So
Sorry.
mean.
Sorry. I just don't think South Carolina is very good at football.
South Carolina, absolutely. Confidently.
Yep.
I
South
mean,
Carolina.
will he be?
Yeah.
Will be rocking.
You will.
It was for freaking the Coastal game,
Yeah.
and that was without the student section because everyone got to go on Thanksgiving break before any of us. So, it'll be loud.
Yeah.
So.
And then the final game of note to talk about 7:30 night game in Jordan Hare, the Iron Bowl, Alabama Auburn. I don't think I have ever looked forward to an Iron Bowl less in my life. Like I have not gone into an Iron Bowl more upset and looking just upset that it has to happen than this year.
What even is a tiger?
I think Bama wins.
And orange is such an ugly color.
It is.
The ugliest. Name one enjoyable team whose color.
There's not a single thing to do in Auburn, Alabama. It is a awful part of the state.
All the orange tiger teams
are bad.
Horrendous.
But getting on track, being a little serious here, I think Bama just needs to not shoot themselves in the dick. That's what we did against Oklahoma. It's what we did against Florida State. Every loss this year has been self-inflicted. So
they're going to.
They are.
Let's just hope they do it one fewer time than Auburn does.
Yeah.
Auburn is starting their true freshman quarterback who ran for 200 yards against Mercer last week, which doesn't scare me at all, knowing how badly Alabama deals with mobile quarterbacks. But Womack's defense has been the best it's been in his time in Alabama recently.
Alabama's been finding its mobile quarterbacks, so you got to get out of that old mindset. That was always a Nick Saban, Kirby Smart thing, that their defenses were almost invulnerable. except they had the one sort of like Death Star thermal exhaust port, and that was running quarterbacks. That's not Kane Womack's difference. The defense, the swarm defense, totally different. We do a little better against Russian quarterbacks. We're gonna be fine. Jordan Hare,
You beat Vandy
not
this year.
haunted, not haunted.
It's your worst take.
This is my best take.
This is your worst take. That
It's
stadium
not-
has some
not
juju in
Michigan
it.
and
Nope.
Missouri.
No.
Michigan
That
and
is a more realistic take than him saying that Jordan Hare isn't cursed.
Jordan Hare's not cursed. It's only cursed if you believe it is. It gets in everybody's
Because
head.
it is.
It was one
We
of-
literally beat them on a 4th and 31 2 years ago there.
Yep, that's more. That's not a curse thing. That's a Hugh Freeze thing. And this was always this. I have
Hugh
very
Freeze
few.
anymore.
Obviously, very few criticisms of Nick Saban, but one of them was that he utterly believes that place was. He would never say haunted, but he could never get comfortable there because they always made him uncomfortable. And when he got unhappy and got all like about everything, the team would play like that, which is why the team was always so tight and made so many mistakes when they played at Auburn. I think Kalen DeBoer is not like that. I think he's not going to buy into
As
the.
long as he's got the black hoodie on,
Yeah, it'll be
y'all are
fine.
good.
It'll be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
I don't think it's going to be fine. I think
gonna
this is
be
going to
fine.
be a awful,
here, too.
horrendous football game.
This
I
is.
think I feel bad. You want to talk about an awful, horrendous football
But
team?
your season's
4
your
and
season
7
is
South
dead.
Carolina.
Your season is
versus
dead. You have nothing to
6
play
and
for other
5
than beating Clemson. If Alabama loses to Auburn, the season's just cooked. It doesn't matter. If Alabama beats Auburn, they make the playoffs. They are not keeping out a 3-loss Alabama team if they lose to A&M in the SC championship game. But if we lose this game, this season is over. I cannot tell you how much I hate that going into Jordan Hare is a must-win game for the season, and it's going to be a night game. And I know for a fact that stadium's going to be bumping. I know for a fact this team is going to continue to make mistakes that make me mad. I know for a fact this team isn't going to run the ball very well because Auburn, annoyingly, has a very good defense this year. They have had one game this entire year where they have allowed their team to score more than 24 points. Like, their offense, up until recently, up until firing Hugh Freeze, their offense has been awful, bad, dookie, dog water, but their defense has been good. And so I am not looking forward to this at all. This game's going to suck, but I do think Alabama's going to win. I'm just going to have a bad time while watching it.
It won't be enjoyable.
Yeah, roll tide.
Yeah, roll tide.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Auburn, the only
Y'all
good
have, like,
thing in Auburn,
Or
Alabama.
What is is there anything when you just say roll tide?
Tonight,
Yeah.
when you're really excited, you can say roll tide roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
They-
because we do like macaques. So
Yeah, yeah. No,
Hey, the only thing worthwhile in your dumpster fire of a city is a Buc-ee's.
Auburn's lovely.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's great.
UCLA, USC in probably the best uniform matchup of rivalry week.
So good. It's so good. They can let both teams wear their home uniforms.
They always
What,
do.
what about Navy Army? They have good uniforms.
But that's not rivalry week.
Oh,
It's like
they're
we
playing
have
it after.
Nope, it's not
Forgot.
the week after this year.
No, it's like
3
after
weeks
the-
after.
Yeah,
It's after
it's
the
after they
it's
set
after
the
the
playoffs.
championship games. That's why
Yeah.
we've always talked about Navy making the playoffs as the
Mhm.
funniest thing that could happen.
Because they don't even finish their season.
But while UCLA versus USC is the best uniform matchups in college football, Charlotte plays against the best uniforms in college football and the best logo with
That
Tulane.
was a correct take.
Big game for Tulane when it comes to the AAC and the
Mhm.
Group of 5 race, and
I
they
mean,
should
so
not.
that's 1
They should not lose, but every game is big game for the Group of 5 teams. Like it is win out. And did we didn't talk about it.
Tulane's coach today when he was like,
Oh yeah, he was like, if it was up to
really
me,
bad football.
yeah, he was like, we are not one of the best 25 best teams. But I will say, because we didn't talk about it because they're not ranked, shout out to James Madison for beating Washington State because that's a very good win for them. In the most hilarious rivalry week game, SMU at Cal.
SMU at Cal, which for me is when I think about ACC football, that's really like what comes to mind, right? Big Ten
Texas
football,
team.
You think about Michigan, Ohio State,
Yeah. SEC, you think the Iron Bowl.
sure.
Big
Yeah,
12, you think of like
Texas and Oklahoma.
yeah.
Yeah. And for the ACC, you think about SMU versus Cal. My favorite part about that game is current Cal interim head coach Nick Rolovich, famous anti-vaxxer, now in charge of the football team at the University of California at Berkeley,
So they're all gonna get
the
sick before
most
this.
famously liberal university in the country.
But what I will say about this game, this is a Cal team.
Shout out Dumpster Muffin.
This is a Cal
Real
team
ones know. Real ones know about
that
Dumpster
has
Muffin.
fired their head coach, is going to have the interim coach bump
Yeah.
playing against a team in SMU that is a front runner to make the ACC championship game.
Yep.
What could possibly go wrong?
Literally everything.
And then ending out Notre Dame, Stanford, but no one cares because Notre Dame's going to win by 1,000. And that brings us to the end.
All
We
right.
have a big week next week.
Big Friday going on.
Big Friday,
Oh,
big Thursday. Got a lot of good NFL games that day. Plus, you have Memphis Navy, which is very big for the AAC in the Group of 5 race. There's good football every day of the week from pretty much from Thursday until Monday, if you count NFL. But yeah, really
Thanksgiving
interesting.
games.
The playoffs are going to. We talked this week about how nothing was going to change, and we were right. Other than Tech, who was already out of the picture anyway,
But next
nothing
week,
is going to change.
it's gonna ruffle some feathers.
We are going to have a much different playoff picture after next week. We are going to have a lot to talk about, a lot of narratives, but hey,
It's gonna be good.
as
And
Dad,
we have a guest.
we do have a guest, and it's for the first time in the history of this podcast is a Riley centric guest.
It is. It is the first time.
It is the first time
Yeah.
we've had a Riley centric
Because
guest.
Jackson is just like a friend.
Jackson's a both of
mutual
us thing,
friend.
and then,
And then
the only other guest
we're friends.
we've had,
Yeah.
yeah, is you, and
Right,
who
sure.
is like my
Yeah.
dad.
yeah.
So like all the guests have usually been slanted towards me.
This is a me centric guest. I'm excited.
Yeah. And realistically, I was about to say I've known Jackson longer than you have, but I forget you guys
There you
knew each
go.
other in like 3rd grade. So,
Yeah, we were in the same 5th grade class. Yeah, 5th grade class.
but that's all we got for you guys today. I hope you played along with the quiz.
And I hope that the technical difficulties end up smooth.
Yeah, you might not see this episode on Spotify.
Did we finish all the quiz questions?
let me see if I can. I'll pull up the list. We can do these rapid fire.
Okay.
All right, Grambling versus Southern. It's the Bayou Classic.
I did.
Louisiana Monroe versus Louisiana Lafayette. I'll give you a
That's
hint.
not
It's
the Bayou class?
no, it's almost exactly the Bayou Classic, but it's not exactly.
The Bayou Bowl.
No.
The Gator class?
Oh, so close. Battle on the Bayou. Northwestern plays Illinois in this license plate themed trophy game.
License plate theme.
Yes.
What's Illinois' license plate?
It's the Land of Lincoln trophy.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Virginia's
I mean,
is the only one I know.
yeah, whatever. Those were good. You should have stopped on the Montana one. Thanks for indulging me though. That was super
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
The Hawaii one is a good fact.
I think the Hawaii one might be my favorite.
Yeah.
Roll of the Wild.
Cowboy.
Cowboy. But yeah, that was the Red Zone podcast. Once again, always joined by my co-host
Riley Davis.
Riley Davis.
Did we introduce? Yes.
Yeah, we
At
introduced
the
him.
beginning.
He knows
We
who
didn't
he is.
introduce us, but
But you guys know
You
who we
should
are
know
by
who
this
we
point. We have had 3 seasons of this dumpster fire of a podcast.
it's a passion project.
It is. We are once again joined by the father, the old man, the old man,
Mother.
the pops, the
Some of the most like put
Pig.
together takes I feel like on this podcast are always it's less,
Our
less of,
podcasts are always like the best like ball knowledge talk we have is when we have him on, and when it's just the two of us,
We're
it's
just
just
like-
involving nonsense.
Oh, we did this was it last Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
What's your favorite pie flavor?
It's still Apple.
Still Apple.
Okay.
Remains Apple. Yeah.
This
Remains
fool, I always trust him,
Mhm.
but this fool has decided to have Thanksgiving be his time to tweak and mess with his apple pie.
Yep.
By adding
Oh,
cheddar cheese on the crust.
Yes.
What?
Yes. Cheddar cheese crust apple pie.
That's dangerous.
It's gonna be really good, right?
I'm a little
I'm
scared.
scared.
You don't have
I'm
to eat-
scared.
You don't have to eat it.
Like, is it shredded? I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's baked
Okay.
into the crust.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be
and onions
interesting to
together.
see
So
what
it's like a
happens.
charcuterie board.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Right?
I
know,
saw
I
someone,
know, like, I
someone
don't-
was gonna make a grilled cheese with like the cinnamon raisin bread,
Yeah, sure.
cinnamon raisin nut
Yeah.
bread, and like
Yeah,
it was
savory
gonna
and sweet
taste like
together.
a
Come on now.
charcuterie board.
Yeah.
See, like
That's interesting.
I'm not doubting you,
I know what I understand.
but like
yeah, yeah.
I just it's not the right time
Is
to.
Thanksgiving the time to mess with things?
Yes.
Okay.
I disagree.
Yep. Living on the edge.
There was one time that someone in my family made a sweet potato pie, very southern thing. And and he decided to keep the peels on the potatoes for
Oh,
extra
oh,
nutrients.
oh.
Like it's pie.
Oh,
We
okay.
don't need the
So-
nutrients.
Yeah, sure.
We don't need the nutrients in the pie. But,
Once again,
What was your favorite pie?
probably apple.
Okay.
cherry.
Probably some
Okay.
warm apple with like a vanilla.
What's
ice
your
cream.
worst? What's your least favorite pie flavor?
I celebrate the pie in all of its form. My least favorite pie flavor?
Least favorite?
That's a tough one. That's really a tough one. We was like standard like fruit pies, like dessert
And
All
type thing.
normal pies, yeah. That includes like key lime and
Like
lemon.
pecan. It's not a fruit pie, but it's.
I would go coconut cream pie is my least favorite. I would still eat it though.
Riley.
I mean, okay, you mentioned key lime pie, and key lime pie is my favorite pie, but it wouldn't be like my standard Thanksgiving pie.
Fair enough.
Because no one brings key lime. Well, almost no one brings key lime pie to Thanksgiving. But least favorite pie, I don't know. I have had like pecan, whatever you say, pies that I don't like because they can be too sweet.
They can be way too.
They can be way
So
too
I'm like,
Good
yeah.
call.
it's a bit much.
Great call. Great call.
If you know the Red Zone podcast, you know what mine is. I am a stout pumpkin pie hater till the day I
Yeah,
die.
I really will never hate pumpkin pie.
I don't even think of it as pie.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I probably should have. That would actually be my answer.
Least favorite?
Yeah.
See, we're like a big pie for breakfast family after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So but pumpkin pie makes good breakfast.
Okay.
Well,
So
Swing
yeah,
down, swing
good
down,
breakfast
swing
for the
down,
dog.
Swing down Thursday morning. I'll give you a
okay,
slice.
I'll
of
be
apple cherry
grateful,
pie.
but
Swing by in the morning.
It's
apple
good
cheese
breakfast
pie.
for the dog.
Dang.
Rude.
Oh,
Pumpkin is really good for dogs though. So
well, at the end of the day, it's night.
and it is.
And it is. We are
Very
recording
much
this
is.
at 10:20 p.m. Not as late as last week though, when the two
No.
of us were up
Last week
until
was really late because of
11:30.
a basketball game that got over too late. That
Yep.
But we won, thank God.
Well, and I had an accounting exam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you once again for listening to the Red Zone podcast. We're gonna go sleep probably, and we'll talk to you guys next week with the special guest. Once again, thank you for coming on,
Yes.
giving us actually good college football knowledge,
The highlight of my season. Every
And
day.
a quiz, a good
and a
quiz.
good quiz, and a very good quiz.
There you go.
Fun facts. Hope you guys learned something today.
Hope you guys also noticed Riley and I's new haircuts.
Yeah.
Let-
I mean, I feel like we're wearing headphones, or I'm wearing headphones.
I always
majority
wear
of the time.
AirPods. Yeah,
So you only ever will see this. But if you'll notice, the bottom is shorter.
I feel like it's very noticeable that I have a haircut.
Yeah.
Um,
Nice fade going on.
shout out. But yeah, once again, thank you all for listening. We will see you next week. Follow us on all social media: TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, which this episode probably won't be on. YouTube. Check us out. Make sure to follow. Do all that. What else?
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Pie that you like.
Yeah.
Yay.
Eat pie.
All pies
Eat
good.
a lot of food. Don't worry
Oh,
about
wait. Favorite Thanksgiving dish. That's important.
rapid fire. Don't think too much
Yeah.
about it. Mac and cheese.
Mashed potatoes.
Pie.
Cool.
There we go.
Cool. Make sure to eat a lot of good food, watch a lot of good football, have fun with family. I'm thankful for the podcast and my friends and my family.
Thankful
And
for you too. And you.
Aw.
thankful for everyone. And that's it. Go follow us, go watch it, and roll tide, baby.